Hello everyone, welcome. Dune just got a large update with many changes, and one of them is the increased quantity of titanium and stravidium nodes in the deep desert. And that also includes those resources spawning on the shield wall, which is the row A and B of the deep desert. So I set out to find out how much is the increase specifically in the shield wall and whether if it's worth the time to actually harvest just in that area. Before this change, you could find those resources in the PvE area, but it wasn't exactly worth the time to go harvest there. It was usually one or two nodes here and there, and you would have to travel across different sectors. So it would take a long time. So my plan to test this was to go in from sector 123 and probably start from A1 and go all the way until the end and see if I could at least fill up my assault ornithopter. And spoiler alert, that is a yes and more. So I went in and I just started kind of looking around towards the A2 and I manually harvested every node of titanium or stravidium that I saw. I was using the tar cattle ray, so the yield is a little bit more than the Mark 6. And boy oh boy, even though it is still kind of spread out, right? It is not in one island. I actually didn't have to go far to fill up my entire assault ornithopter. I went in from the border of A2 and A3 and I just kind of stayed pretty much in A2 with a little bit of B2, so it was pretty much just one sector. So this is very viable now. And because that run was better than I hoped it would be, I decided to why not just bring the buggy here. There is really almost no reason not to do it. So that's what I did. I just built a very small base, just big enough for me to fit the buggy as well as some storage in there. It is just going to be kind of a hub to store all the materials and then haul it away with the assault ornithopter. I got the buggy and I found this tiny island where there was already 4 or 5 nodes of Titanium Stravidium, and I started my run with that small island first. So I harvested all the nodes around my base and I just kind of drove around the entire place everywhere that I could. And I was able to fill up the entire buggy. I had a Mark 6 storage, which is 3000 in volume, and of course the Mark 6 cat array. So don't forget, if you're gonna take your buggy, make sure you get at least Mark 6 cat array. I was able to fill out the buggy. Once I came back to my base, the original nodes that I harvested, they have not respawned yet, unless somebody harvested them a second time. But anyway, my point is, even if you take the buggy, drive 2 sectors around you, it's still very fast. At least it seems like faster than the respawn time of some of those nodes. My experience so far with this particular change has been very positive because I am a solo player, so this to me definitely saves more time. I'm even inclined to think that this now might be faster than setting up a base in the border of PvP and PvE, then go to the Titanium Stravidium islands that are usually beyond F, bring it back to your temporary base, refine everything, and then at the end of the week or throughout the week, take it back, fly all the way back to your main base. Now you're basically in the border, harvest whatever you need, and just fly back to your main base where you can refine everything there and even come back for another second, third trip or whatever. I don't think it's worth actually building refineries to refine that there because the travel time is just so fast, so close. I could instantly do 2 or 3 trips back into my main base versus building all that stuff there. I would still at least have to wait an hour for water to generate because I have the large refinery in my main base as well as I always have water there, so I don't even have to wait for water to accumulate You also don't have to carry all the materials necessary into deep desert to build the oil refinery, the chemical refinery, any of that stuff. So definitely very, very viable now to go to the deep desert for PvE solo players to at least get your tier 6 materials to start crafting tier 6 weapons and armors and things like that. Alright, that is it for the video. I hope it was helpful. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Otherwise, thanks for watching, enjoy the game, and I'll see you all in the next video.